Okay, since you agree na i-record tong online class natin, I started recording our online class. Okay, so allow me to share my screen to be able for us to start our discussion for today. Okay, so last time na, of course, nag-meet na tayo or nakapag-meet na tayo, we already have our orientation. We already discussed about the, orientation, yung mga topics na meron tayo, and of course, we already started with the programming concepts. Ayan, so last time, di ba? Pang ilang meeting na natin to? If I'm not mistaken, pangatlo, tama ba ako? Tama ba? Pangatlo?
Opo.
Anyone?
Opo.
Pangatlo kasama yung unang orientation natin.
Opo,
Okay.
sir.
So we already discussed the importance of Java, the Java virtual machine, and types of applications that runs in Java, mga embedded application, scientific, and we already discussed that one. And of course, the last meeting na meron tayo will be yung Java structure. Paano ba nabuo yung Java? Ano ba yung syntax when it comes to Java? Ano yung mga dapat gawin when it comes to Java? Andiyan lahat yun sa Java structures. Paano tayo nakapag-program na maayos? How to start? Ano yung iba't ibang compilers na pwede natin gamitin? Mapa-desktop man, mobile, or through internet or web browser na ginagamit natin. Ayan, yung mga compilers, the different data types na meron tayo, ano yung classifications niya, we already discussed that one. Tapos, paano ba siya gamitin? The types of variables also. And of course, some examples ng programs na meron din tayo. Of course, nakagamit na rin tayo ng system.in or the input statement for Java. So, ibig sabihin, we already discussed the output statement and the input statement, the buffered reader, the scanner statement, and also some import packages that is used to be able for us to input and output a statement. Yan. So we have different examples. We also discussed the system ERR or error na kapag nag-output, magiging kulay red, so on and so forth. Yan. Okay. So, of course, we have the arithmetic operators na ginamit natin for our discussion ng two numbers that will add, subtract, divide, and multiply na ginamit natin. The relational operators, ito, please be reminded with this one kasi this one will be the, ano tawag dito, the operators that we're going to use right now kasi after some discussions of our assignment, okay, definitely we'll be going to the conditional statement, which is, of course, part of it ay yung mga relational operators na to, yung mga equal, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal, and less than or equal. Of course, we also have the bitwise operator, the and, the or, XOR, ayan, so on and so forth. And the logical operators na and, or, tapos not. Ayan, magagamit din natin yan most likely dito sa mga conditional operators na ginagamit natin. Of course, the assignment operators, and miscellaneous operators, and ayun na, precedence of Java operators. Okay? Now, before we move, ayan, ito mga to, yung mga operators na to, didiscuss na lang natin siya thoroughly kapag nandun na tayo sa program mamaya. Kasi mahirap namang mag-discuss kasi ng katulad nito, how are we going to use this one or tapos not. Gagamitin na lang natin siya kapag mismong nandun na po tayo sa mismong program. Okay? Kasi parang mas okay yon instead of, anong tawag dito? Instead of explaining it na ngayon, explain na lang natin siya, anong tawag dito? Every now and then kapag nakapag-program na tayo. Okay? So, let's continue. Now, we have yung tinatawag nating flowchart. So, anyone here na nakakaalam kung ano ba ibig sabihin ng flowchart? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng flowchart or meron na ba sa inyo nakagamit kung paano gamitin ng flowchart, something na ganun? Can anyone explain to me kung ano ba yung flowchart, ano yung ginagawa niyan?
Sir, ako po.
Ano yan? Sige.
Yung flowchart po, yun po nagpapakita ng pagkakasunod-sunod para po, from the name itself, yung flow ng magiging pinaka-idea.
Okay. Ano pa? Meron pa ba?
Yes, sir. Siya
Yes.
siya po yung nagpapakita ng step-by-step process nung ginagawa or yung step procedure nung gagawin dapat.
Mm-hmm. Ano pa? Anyone?
Sir.
Anyone can answer?
Sir.
Yes?
Ano po, siya po yung magiging basis o kaya siya po yung magiging direction ng kung ano
Ng?
po yung program, yung output na gusto mong gawin.
Okay. Ano pa? Who else? Who has an idea regarding this one? Maliban dun sa sinabi nila. Okay. Just so you know, sige. Thank you so much. At least may interaction na for today. Okay. Pag sinabi nating flowchart, it's simply a graphical representation of steps. Okay, it shows steps in sequential order and widely used. Okay, in presenting the flow of algorithms, workflow, or process, or simple as an IT, as an engineering, and especially IT and engineering, and we use flowchart to be able for us to understand the series of steps or process na meron tayo. Ibig sabihin, we do understand each other, okay, by means of a flowchart. Kasi sabi nga, this is a graphical representation of steps. Ibig sabihin, pag nakita mong, okay, this shape corresponds to this one, and this process corresponds to this one. Malalaman na natin, okay, this one is for for the decision making of the company. This one is for the process of the company. This one is about the input and output of the company. And this one will end the process of a company's process. So, ibig sabihin, by the use of flowchart, we can actually understand kung ano ba yung gusto nating mangyari doon sa program. And ibig sabihin nun, kapag gagawa tayo ng flowchart, okay, kapag gagawa tayo ng flowchart, okay, maiintindihan na natin kung paano ba natin gagawin yung buong program na gusto nating gawin. That's why laging sinasabi, before we create a program, we should first create a flowchart. Kasi how are you going to create a program if we really don't understand on how to create a flowchart? Kasi nga, parang nangyayari, this is a requirements to be able for us, okay? This is a requirements to be able for us to create a program. Kasi, pag nakita mo na yung flow, tapos naintindihan mo kung paano yung flow, definitely, kapag ipinasok mo na siya dun sa program, maintindihan mo na kung paano gagawin. However, most of the programmer ang ginagawa, hindi na nagpo-flowchart. But in the industry, you have to do the flowchart. Why? Kasi kasama po siya sa documentation. Okay? Kasi ang company, kahit na alam nila yung process, of course, with the use of flowchart, tapos kapag sa manual, i-explain mo paano ba gagawin yung flowchart, mas madali na sa kanila. Okay? Sa mga users naman na talagang walang technical knowledge, ang nangyayari, ang ginagawa nalaga is the user manual kung paano ba ginagamit, paano to gagawin, saan ba to gagamitin. Okay, lahat 'yun nandoon sa user's manual. On us, ito yung parang user manual natin as an IT or as an engineer. Okay? So, ayun lang naman. So, to be able for us to understand the flowchart. So, let's continue. Sabi nga graphical representations, no. Sabi dito, we also have the flowchart symbols. Bakit nga ba importante yung meron tayong flowchart symbols? Pag sinabi nating flowchart symbols, so ito sabi dito, different flowchart shapes have different conventional meanings. Ibig sabihin, bawat symbols pala or bawat shapes ng flowchart ay merong ibig sabihin. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-drawing lang ng ganito kasi gusto mo, ito yung nakalagay. Hindi ka pwedeng maglagay ng ganito kasi gusto mo, ito lang yung nakalagay sa iyo. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng ilalagay mo dyan sa flowchart mo, ibig sabihin, may mga ibig sabihin yan. Kumbaga, pag nakita kong, Bakit diamond? Bakit parallelogram? Bakit rectangle? Lahat ng yan may ibig sabihin. Ano ba yung ginagawa or para saan ba tong nakalagay na to? Para saan ba tong shapes na to? Okay, now to be able for us to understand the meanings of those shapes, eto na yan. Una, the terminator. The terminator symbol represents the starting or ending point of the system. Ibig sabihin, before you start a program or in the start of the program and the end of the program, ito dapat yung makikita mong flowchart. Ibig sabihin, dito mo maisusulat yung start at ito rin yung gagamitin mo para isulat mo yung end of the process. Ibig sabihin, ito lang po makikita mo sa una at sa huling process mo. Wala nang iba. Next, we have the process. Ito. A box indicates some particular operation or process. Ibig sabihin, there will be a process na meron tayo. Okay? Kung uumpisahan natin to, or halimbawa, if we're going to, anong tawag dito? Imply yung ginawa nating programming last time, okay? Ang mangyayari doon ay, paano ba? Yung formula na ginamit natin, saan nga ba to? Doon sa addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, ayan, yun po yung ilalagay natin doon sa process. Kasi that's the process na ginawa natin, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, doon po, okay? Doon po yung, okay, formula, processes, or particular process, or specific process, or general process na gustong gawin no program mo. Okay? Next, we also have the document. Ito, medyo advanced na to, no? Kasi if you're going to do a procedural programming, definitely hindi na tayo aabot ng may document. Kasi most of the time, kapag document, sabi nga, it represents a printout such as document or a report. Eh, sa procedural programming naman natin, most of the time, wala tayong ganun. Okay? Nagkakaintindihan po ba tayo doon?
Opo.
Yes po.
Okay, sige, let's continue. Decision. A diamond represents a decision or branching point. Lines coming out from the diamond indicates different possible situations, leading to different sub-processes. Anong, excuse me. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ang ibig sabihin po nito, you use decision kasi sabi dito, it indicates different possible situations. But on this case, pag gumamit ka ng decision, dalawa lang yung pupuntahan mo. It's either yes or a no. So, ibig sabihin, you use decision to be able for you to decide kung yes or no yung magiging sagot mo. Halimbawa, legal age ka na ba? Kapag yes, you go with this process. Kapag hindi, you go with this process. Okay? Or, halimbawa, nung pumasok kayo dito, ano ba yung naging decision sa inyo when it comes to grade? Can you give me an answer for this one? It's about sa grade nyo. Anyone? Ano yung naging decision dito? When it comes to your grades, ayun na, sa grades lang yan. Paano? Paano yung naging decision when it comes to your grade? Para makapasok ka into PUP.
Fail or pass, sir?
Ano na?
Fail or pass po ba?
Failed or fast? Ano pa? When it comes to grades. Di ba? Pag 85 ka, you can proceed with the next step. Kapag hindi ka 85, automatic you'll be rejected doon sa system na meron tayo. Naintindihan ba? Ibig sabihin, if you use decision, there's only an answer of yes or no for you. Okay? Next, we also have the data. Sabi dito, it represents information entering or leaving the system. An input may be an order from a customer. An output can be a product to be delivered. Ngayon, let's have an example doon sa ginawa nating arithmetic operations that we have. Ngayon, ano yung input statement doon? Or ano yung data that can be an input? Anyone? Anyone?
pag-enter ng value, sir.
Sorry?
Yung pag-enter ng value.
Pag-enter ng value, yes, that's right. Ano nga yan? Ano nga po yun? Ano yung pag-enter ng value na yun?
Yung input.
That is yung variables na meron tayo. So, ang data na pwede mong ilagay ay yung num1, num2, the sum, the difference, the product, the quotient, and the products variables na ginamit mo to be able for you to input and show the answers. Kasi di ba pag sinabi nating data, that corresponds to the input and output of the process or the program na ginagawa natin. So, ibig sabihin, automatic close talaga yung video ko lang. So, ibig sabihin, if you have an input and output of data, definitely you have to use this one, this representation. Next, on-page reference or on-page connector, minsan na tinatawag. Sabi dito, the symbol would contain a letter inside. It indicates that the flow continues on a matching symbol at the same letter somewhere else on the same page. Ibig sabihin, kasi di ba pag gumagawa tayo ng flowchart, halimbawa umabot na tayo sa dulo, okay? Eh meron ka pang space sa right side. Pwede kang maglagay ng on-page connector or on-page reference, halimbawa letter A. Lalagay mo dun sa kabila, letter A ulit. Ibig sabihin that corresponds dun sa continuation of the process. Ngayon, sir, ano naman yung off-page reference or off-page connector? Sabi dito, this symbol would contain a letter inside. It indicates that the flow continues on a matching symbol containing the same letter somewhere else on a different page. Ibig sabihin, sa ibang page naman po siya, sa ibang page naman siya magko-continue. Ibig sabihin nun, pwedeng puno na talaga yung isang page na pinaglalagyan mo ng process mo, tapos kailangan mo nang gumawa ng panibagong page to be able for you to have your ano tawag dito? To be able for you to have your process na mag-continue. So you can use on-page and off-page reference or connector. Of course, we have the delay or bottleneck. Identifies delay or a bottleneck dun sa ginagawa natin. And of course, ang ano ba tawag dito? Ang pinaka-importante. Okay, kasi ito lagi nakakalimutan. The lines, the flow. Lines represent the flow of the sequence and direction of the process. Huwag kakalimutan na meron tayong arrow or flow na ginagamit. Kasi if you don't use arrow, definitely para ka na nagko-connect-connecta. Kapag kinonekta mo kasi ang isang flowchart, kaya ka may arrow to represent kung saan siya susunod or kung ano yung susunod na process. Ngayon, kung wala kang ginawang arrow, definitely, ang mangyayari, para kang gumawa ng hierarchy, pagtaas, pababa yan, hindi na siya pupunta sa kanan, hindi na siya pupunta sa kaliwa. That's why, lagi, kapag gagawa tayo, we always make sure, okay, na kailangan yung flow lines na gagamitin natin or yung lines na gagamitin natin ay meron pong arrow. Or else, mag-iiba po yung ibig sabihin ng flowchart natin. Or else, kung gusto mo nga talagang ganun, ibig sabihin, pwede kang gumawa isang diretso lang. On-page and off-page references yung pwede mong magamit. Okay? But always, okay, always make sure that we use an arrow for these lines. And when to draw a flowchart? Kailan nga ba? Diba? Kasi hindi naman talaga natin alam totally kung kailan ba dapat tayo gumawa ng flowchart. Ganun ba yun? Or is there a specific reason why are we going to use a flowchart? Or may mga bagay ba na dapat tayong maintindihan bago natin gamitin yung flowchart? Or sino ba dapat yung gumawa ng flowchart? At bakit ba dapat natin gamitin yung flowchart na yan? Okay? Ano yung pwede natin gawin for this one? Ano yung pwede natin gawin for this one? Anyone? Kailan daw to draw a flowchart? When to draw a flowchart? It helps to clarify complex processes. Ibig sabihin, if you have a complex process or processes na hindi mo ma-explain ng maayos, no? Or hindi mo ma-explain. But in engineering and in IT terms, mas ma-explain mo siya. For example, ng anong tawag dito? Mas efficient kapag gumamit ka ng flowchart instead of explaining everything through words or ano man yung gusto mong way ng pag-explain. Okay? Yes, Michi Legaspino. You raise your hands. Yes po.
Sige po. Pwede po siyang gamitin kapag gusto
Mhm.
mo pong mag-plan po para maging guide mo po siya.
Okay. That's right. Ano pa? Ano ba? That's right. You can use that to be able for you to plan. Nawawala talaga yung video ko. Yes, Rose Joy Balonso.
Sir, para po order po yung idea na naiisip niyo po. Kasi kapag po nag-notes lang po kayo, may times na parang malilito po kayo sa notes. So kapag po nag-flow chart, ordered po yung mga ideas and information na ginagawa niyo po.
Yes, that's right. That there will be an ordered idea, ordered sequences, or hierarchical step-by-step process na pagkakaroon. Okay? Okay, let's continue. Thank you, Rose. It identifies steps that do not add value to the internal or external customer, including delays, needless storage and transportation, unnecessary work, duplication and added expense, breakdowns in communication. It helps team members gain a shared understanding of the process and use this knowledge to collect data, identify problems, focus discussion, and identify resources. Okay? Kaya nga sabi ko, di ba, without reading yung mga mahabang paragraphs explaining kung paano ba yung magiging process, with the use of a flowchart, okay? Kasi syempre, that is a common, parang common communication between IT and engineering na, okay, this flowchart, ang ibig sabihin nito ganito, ang ibig sabihin nito ganyan. So, hindi pwedeng mawala or hindi pwedeng hindi mo siya ma-explain kasi nga, alam na natin na etong flowchart na to, it means na ganito yung magiging process or processes na ginagawa natin. It serves as a basis of designing a new process. That's right. It can be used as a basis for designing the new process na meron kayo. Kasi halimbawa, nakita mo to. Okay. Start, read A, read B. Calculate sum as A plus B, print sum, end. Di ba? Ibig sabihin, kapag ito yung magiging basis mo, parang papaisip ka na, okay. With this process, ano kaya yung mga mali? Or kung hindi naman mali, ano kaya yung ways and means to be able for me to improve this process? Na pwede kong sabihin sa company na, okay, can we do this one? Kasi there's something wrong with this process. So, ano ba kaya yung pwede kong gawin para dito? Kasi kung hindi ko siya gagawin, okay, magkakamali po tayo, something na gano'n. Or, pwedeng mas mapahirap pa yung process na meron po tayo. Okay? So, let's have now the uses of flowchart. The visual clarity. One of the biggest benefits of a flowchart is the tool's ability to visualize a multiple progresses and their sequence in a single document. Stakeholders throughout an organization can easily understand the workflow while finding out which step is unnecessary and which progress should be improved. Ito nga yung sinasabi natin. Just by looking at the visual representation of the flowchart, we can actually identify or find out kung ano ba yung unnecessary step or mga steps na pwede naman nating i-improve to be able for us to have a better process or a improved process. Ito pa isa, instant communications. Teams can use flowcharts to replace meetings. Diba? Simply clarifying progresses offers an easy visual method to help team members instantly understand what they should do step by step. Kasi nga, may kita mo na, with the use of flowchart, may kita mo na yung step by step process, ano yung mga, anong tawag dito? Ano yung mga pwede mong gawin, ano yung mga pwede mong, anong tawag dito? Ano yung mga dapat gawin, at yun yung mga hindi mo dapat gawin. Okay? Yun yung mga dapat na ilagay, yun yung mga dapat nating maintindihan kaya tayo gumagamit ng flowchart. Effective coordination. For project managers and resource schedulers, the benefits of flowcharts include the ability to sequence events and reduce the potential for overburdening team members, eliminating the unnecessary steps, help to save time and resources. That's right. You can have a coordination. You can have an effective coordination with whole members or you're with team members and your leaders. Okay, with the use of a flowchart. Efficiency increase. Okay? Hindi pwedeng mawala to. Significant benefit of a flowchart is an efficiency increase. The flowchart lists each step necessary to perform a process. The flowchart helps a designer remove unnecessary steps, katulad nga nung isa. And of course, we have your effective analysis. With the use of flowchart, you can easily, di ba sabi nga, di ba, you can easily find out unnecessary. And with that, you can have an effective analysis of the process. Of course, the problem solving. Flowcharts break a problem up into an easily definable parts. Totoo to. Okay? Totoong-totoo to, especially for us na programmer na sa atin na gustong maging programmer or nagpo-program. Kasi how are we going to solve a problem? Okay? If the first step na gagawin mo is to use a flowchart to be able for you to solve the problem, yes. 'Di ba? I-flowchart mo muna, after you do the flowchart, you program. Kasi how are we going to solve the problem kung ang gagawin mo lang, okay, ito gagawin niya to, ito program ko na agad. But with the use of flowchart, makikita mo yung process na, okay, kailangan ko muna mag-input ng data na ganito bago ako gumawa ng process na to. Hindi pwedeng diretso ko gagawa mag-code kasi paano ko maaalala na ito pala yung gagawin. Okay? And proper documentation, ayan. Digital flowcharts serve as a good paperless documentation which is needed for various purposes, making things more efficient. So sample flowchart na meron tayo, the basic process of flowchart, ayan. We also have the workflow process. This one is ano tawag dito, the process na nung workflow na. That's why meron ng words na kakaiba dito. Tapos gumamit na tayo ng mga representations na ganito. And also, the decision flow chart, ayan, lets you visualize the options in any important business decision. And EPC diagram and the process map, SDL diagram, and we also have the data flow diagram, the DFT. Okay? Pero yan ang mga yan is, or will be explained, yung mga DFD ganyan, will be explained on your later years. Yung tipong system na po yung pinag-uusapan natin, especially on the data flow diagram. But right now, since we are on the process only, okay, we have the basic process flow chart na meron tayo. Gagamit tayo ng different shapes na meron tayo. Now, okay, how are we going to translate now your arithmetic operations na meron tayo? 'Di ba meron tayong ginawa last time? Tama ba ako? Yung addition, subtraction, division, tapos multiplication. Tama ba? Nagawa nyo ba yon? Tama?
Opo, sir.
Okay. With the use of that program, can you convert that program into a flowchart or basic process flowchart na meron tayo? I'll give you at least 15 to 20 minutes to do that. Apat na shapes, apat na process lang ata yung hindi nagkakamali. Of course, you will start with the terminator. Tapos, ano nang susunod mo? Gagamit ka ba ng box, decision, data, on-page, or off-page reference? Okay? Pwede nyo siyang gawin sa papel. Then, syempre, picturean nyo. Tapos, I'll ask someone to explain kung paano ba yung process at bakit ganun yung process na ginawa nyo. Okay? Okay ba tayo doon?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, sige. I'll give you 15 to 20 minutes to do that. Then afterwards, I'll call someone to explain kung paano ba niya nagawa yung process na yun. Again, flowchart symbols lang po. You start with the terminator kasi sabi nga, represents the starting or ending of the point. Ibig sabihin, ito yung una at ito rin yung magiging end mo. Ngayon, after that, yung nakita mo yung program, ano ba yung susunod mo after mo mag-start ng program? Anong susunod? Iko-compute ba agad ng program? I-output ba niya? Or mag-i-input ka muna? Okay? Again, you have 15 to 20 minutes to do this. I'll stop share screen first. Ayan. And you have your 15 to 20 minutes to start now. You may do now your flowchart. Again, you can use your paper. Then picture na lang if you need to share screen. Yes po, pwedeng MS Word yung flowchart. As long as you can share it mamaya. Okay na ba? Pwede na? Tapos na kayo?
Di pa po, sir.
Sige lang. Take your time. Okay na, tapos na kayo. Okay, I guess okay na yung oras na binigay sa inyo. Sinong tapos na? Of course, I guess tapos na kayo lahat, no? Okay, since si Urjan ay sumagot. Urjan, can you show your answer? Can you explain to us yung nagawa mong flowchart?
Sir, ginaya ko lang po yung parang example niyo dun sa, sir, sa, um, sa, sa ano niyo po, sir, sa PDF po na computer programming, sir. Ginawa ko lang po is yung, pagka-start is yung terminator, sir. Then, sumunod, sir, yung data po na enter first number and enter second number. Tapos po, sir, sumunod is yung process as calculate sum as A plus B, calculate difference as A minus B, calculate product as A times B, and calculate quotient as A divided by B. Tapos po, sir, print sum, difference, product, and quotient. Sir, ayun na po. And na po, sir.
Thank you, Urjun. How about the others? Ano yung answer niyo? Sige, may stop your share screen now, Urjun. Tapos, tanongin natin yung iba. Sino pang tapos na? Danica, Malana. Are you done with your, flowchart? Can you show us your flowchart? Sige, walang problema, just show it. Hindi naman sinabi kung tama o mali ipe-present niya. 'Di ba? Just want to check. Wait, pin. Pwede paano? Pagalaw na. Sige, explain your answer. Naka-mute ka ata, Danica.
Sir, hello po.
Yeah.
Sir, nag-start po ako sa Terminator. Start po. Baby, wait lang. Wait, sir.
Sige lang. Understood yan. Online class eh. Sige. Naka-ano ka? Naka-mute ka again. Naka-mute ka, Danica. Naiyak yung pamangkin mo. Sige. Lilac Erica Begino. Sir, pwede po bang isang operation lang ginawa ko po? Mamaya, let us show, let us see your flowchart para at least ma-check ko yung sinasabi mo.
Sir, okay na po. Sorry po.
Sige, okay lang. Online class yan. Alam naman yan. Dito nga, di ba nakikita mo yung baby namin dumadaan. Sige, i-explain.
So, ayun na nga po, sir. Nag-start po ako sa Terminator. Nilagyan ko po siya ng start. Tapos po sa process, in-indicate ko lang po yung sa read variables like scanner, rar po. Tapos is equal to new scanner. Tapos system.in po. Tapos, ganun din po sa isa kong process. Nilagay ko lang po yung sa system.out printin. Tapos, yung sa enter first number po. Yay! Sorry po talaga, sir.
Sige lang, yung continue yun. Di naman namin masyado naririnig eh.
Tapos po sa ko naman po sa data, pinag-iba-iba ko lang po ng data yung sa sum, tsaka num1 plus num2. Ganon din po sa difference product, tsaka po sa quotient. Tapos sa last part ko po is yung sa termination end po.
Okay. Sige. Hindi naman sinasabi kung tama o mali, di ba? Sige, thank you, Danica. Okay, now let's have Erica Begino. Sir, pwede po bang isang operation lang ginawa ko po? Sige, let me see